Welcome back to The Tea with Ashley, Blake, and Brie, here exclusively on Erupt. We are so excited. We are back live in the studio today.
Yes.
No longer in Georgia. Did you guys miss me?
So much. We missed you
in the flesh.
so much.
Yes. I'm just excited to be here with you guys. We've got this amazing new studio. I can't wait. We're going to spill some tea, right? Did we decide is today's sweet, unsweet? What we doing?
Ooh.
All right.
It's a little tart today.
It's a little fiery.
Yeah, it's a little spicy.
I'm excited. I've been doing half and half lately, honestly, just because the diet, winter's coming up. So I'm here for some sweet and unsweet.
Here.
I can't believe it.
It's great.
And I know our little Christmas angel. We're going to talk a lot about that later in the show.
You bet. You bet.
Almost time.
How was everyone's Halloween, though, before we get started? Great, fun?
Mine was kind of a bore, to be completely honest.
It was a little uneventful.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like?
Well, you know me. I mean, I was Beetlejuice, the ultimate MC.
No big deal.
I know. I did a really fun, I was back in Georgia, as you guys know, if you watched last week's episode of The Tea. I was at an engagement party that was a Till Death Do Us Part.
Oh, so good.
Everyone
So
was
sweet.
haunted. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love themed weddings.
I know,
How
right?
fun.
Well, speaking of weddings, here's something that can get us started right off. All right, I woke up this morning to this. I know we've been talking about it as we were prepping for the show, but Will Smith's new memoir.
Yeah.
So much tea to spill. So much tea to spill.
And this is
juicy.
before it's even been released. So can you all imagine actually how crazy it's going to get? All the bombshells that's going to come out.
Oh.
I can't wait until November 9th. That's when
I
it
know.
drops. I cannot wait. It's
Next
gonna be
week.
so good.
The reviews are really good on it, too. It's like 5 out of 5 stars.
Well, and lots of great quotes too. So here's what's so interesting. Speaking of weddings, we're talking about Jada. I know. Are you a fan of Jada? Do you feel like she's the?
I mean, I liked '90s Jada, like
Okay.
Set It Off, and
Yeah.
I loved her in all of her like early '90s when she had the shortcut, and I love that. I watch a little bit of Red Table Talk,
Yeah.
probably not as much as I should. I just feel like sometimes she's just not the nicest to Will, which kind of bothers me.
I almost wish it was Will Smith's Red Table Talk. You guys agree?
That'd be so
Because
much more
Will,
fun.
I feel like he's been holding so much in all these years.
Oh,
And we talk a
clearly.
lot about mental health and men not really being on the front of that, but it seems like I know as a male, I feel like I've got someone to look up to with all of this.
Oh, yeah.
that's so
He is
nice.
the champion
Yeah.
of mental
he
health.
is a champion,
For sure.
and he's been through so much.
So much. So speaking of that, one of the biggest revelations that's actually coming from his new memoir, which is self-titled, Will, which I love because willpower, strength, all of that.
Oh,
I
there you
didn't
go.
put those two together.
See, that's why I'm
You're
here,
so
you guys.
smart.
That's
That's why we need this guy.
we need this guy.
But he actually talks in the book. I'm going to give you guys some pretty heavy quotes, all right?
Okay.
So Will actually grew up in a home with an alcoholic father with many different issues. He talks a lot about his father, but one of the most harrowing aspects of his childhood was one time when he actually says, I was 9 years old. I watched my father punch my mother in the side of the head so hard that she collapsed. He writes, I saw her spit blood. That moment in that bedroom, probably more than any moment in my life, has actually defined who I am. That's pretty intense.
Chills, right?
Chills.
Like a tear almost, like that is just devastating.
Well,
for
and
a
you
child
and
to
you
have to
hear
go
that.
through
It says it's defined who I am. Here's where it gets even more interesting. He says a lot of his traumas and his issues that have happened in life have been a result of him not feeling like he stood up for his mother that night.
Wow.
It goes even farther to say there was at one point he paused after the event had happened. He felt like a failure. He felt like he really had not stood up for him and been the son that he needed to be. He said, I paused at the top of the stairs when wheeling my father to the restroom. His father was in a wheelchair at that time.
Oh, okay.
He said, I could shove him down and easily get away with it. He writes, I'm Will Smith. No one would ever believe I killed my father on purpose. I'm one of the best actors in the world. Get this, my 911 call would be Academy Award level.
Oh,
That's-
I thought about that a lot.
I believe him.
That's
Yeah.
heavy. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, we've all spoken about trauma and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's urges and rages that you get when you really feel like someone has been, treated the wrong way. And
Yeah.
you
And your
want-
mother?
And your
Violated,
mother.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, devastating stuff.
horrible.
Do you think, here's, I'm going to bring it out on the table. That's why I asked you about Jada to begin with. Do you
Okay.
think this is why he's now ended up with a female like Jada, who's strong, powerful, a little controlling, as you led us to believe?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Some
But
human
I feel
psychology.
Yeah, I feel like opposites attract all the time in relationships, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But Jada used to be really into like the bad boys. You guys remember when she dated like Tupac back in the day? So her dating Will is definitely a switch, right? I wonder what changed for her. And who do you think initiated this relationship first off? Do you think it was Will or do you think it was Jada?
Well, I don't know, because I did not know until, of course, I found out from Will's book, the excerpt, that he was also in love with Stockard Channing when he was married to his first wife.
Jaw-dropping.
So I want to know where that happened, which Will now says he was in love. Like, we're talking in love. He says that they were on the set of a movie, and this was the first time. It was 6 degrees of separation back in 93.
Yep, in the
Sure,
90s.
Jada was at her high point, right, back then.
Oh,
being,
she
was.
Being a little
Yeah.
bad
Was
girl.
a star then.
But he said he was practicing method acting at the time, and he just fell in love with her. And he said he warns everyone to not participate in method acting. For those of you that don't know, that's where you really invest yourself in the character. You live your life as that character the entire time. Just
He said it was the first and last time, right?
Yeah.
He's ever done method
Exactly.
acting.
He said he would go home to his wife and still be the character that he was playing
Right.
on the movie. How scary is
And
that?
I think when shooting stopped, he missed Stockard so much, right? Like he wanted to be around her and with her every day.
when he had a wife and young baby at home.
Oh, wait,
I wanna be around a certain
that's
way.
too much.
That makes me feel a certain kind of way.
That's too much.
It's too much, right? But
Yeah.
it was very early on in his career. He wanted to, make a splash and do a great job. So I understand him wanting to put his best foot forward, but
Right.
he definitely went a little too far with this one.
Oh, majorly. And it's like, do we know too much about Will now, you guys?
Ooh, I
Do we
love
know
it.
too much about
I
Will?
know more.
Is he going to be able to get lost in his movie characters and his roles now? Or are we always going to be like,
I think we know too much about Will and Jada. I don't think we still know
that
too
is
much
true.
about
Okay.
Will. I'll be
Okay.
honest.
It is the tea. Will we ever know too much?
I don't know. I'm so fascinated at this point. I hope there's a sequel, a part 3, and all of that. I mean, this is a lot of bombshells, you guys.
It is so
It's crazy.
juicy.
He's also got,
Tons.
Will is like a master man of Hollywood right now, too. Also, he's got a new YouTube series coming out.
Oh,
called Best Shape of My Life, which will actually be
Cool.
released alongside his memoir. And he's going to talk about times in his life where he's considered suicide. And so I think he's going to bring a lot of hope for males and those struggling, and even females as well. I think you can be either gender and look up to someone. Just be motivated by who they are. you know?
Absolutely. And Will
Absolutely.
came from nothing and became one of the biggest movie stars in Hollywood.
gosh.
That in and of itself is to be celebrated.
well, and
He's been
sometimes
through
you
so
wonder,
much.
if that tough upbringing really challenged him and spurred him on to just becoming, this super successful man. Sometimes
I'm just
hardship.
thankful he's sharing it all with us because he didn't have to,
Yeah,
right? He didn't
that's
have to
true.
open up and be honest.
true.
And I'm thankful. So I can't wait to read this memoir.
I think it's going to be great.
It's gonna be so good.
Did you say it
juicy.
comes out in a couple weeks?
It comes out
Next
next
week.
week on Tuesday the 9th.
Okay. Oh, gotta
Yeah.
get
Next
it.
week,
Gotta
next
get
week.
it.
You guys gotta watch.
You know who else did method acting, right? Have you guys heard that? Little Lady Gaga, House of Gucci. Someone else we hope never does
Wait.
method acting again.
Wait,
serious?
So ever since this has come out, now Lady Gaga's being hit with her accent. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for House of Gucci, the new Ridley Scott film.
I have.
Yeah, she's getting and she is blaming it on method acting as well.
Oh,
she's
blame
trying
it
to
on
pull
the
a
method
Will. She's trying to
acting.
pull a Will, but listen.
Okay.
We'll see.
We're on to her.
Yeah, exactly.
We are
Are
on
Are you guys
to
going to
her.
see that? Are you
Oh,
stoked to
of
watch it?
course.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm definitely
I
going to
think
see
so.
it.
It'll be
It
like
looks
trash
juicy.
box drama, you know what I mean? I'm excited to hear that. I
We
mean,
have
those,
to.
back in that day, that's
We
what
have
I was
to.
meant to be born into, as a mafia
so true.
Italian family. I mean,
So true.
I get it a little bit in the South.
You
but
kind of, yeah.
I don't know. I'm I kind of want the accent and all of that and the cars and everything.
Right?
As opposed
So
to us
fun.
with our Rangers and Polarises on the dirt roads.
There you go.
Equally as nice, just a little different.
There you go. There you go.
Wild.
Too funny. You guys, should we switch gears now?
Yeah, I'm excited. You've got some cool stuff to talk about as well.
Yeah. Are we going Dakota Johnson?
Let's go there.
I'm into
Let's
it.
do
I'm
it.
into it.
Dakota Johnson, she's coming out and calling cancel culture she's calling it a downer, which is exactly how we would all speak. Such a downer.
downer.
Saying
Cancel
that she believe that people can change. Cancel culture is, I mean, how do you guys feel about it?
I think people can absolutely change 100%. I think cancel culture has taken on kind of a life of its own, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so many people have been kind of canceled and then brought back. We were talking about Chris Brown, for instance. I
Yeah.
mean, that was really bad what happened. And look, like his song is on the radio like every other play.
I think like our attention spans are just so short now, and we just move on to the next thing. We forget,
so true.
And people just mess up all the time, right?
And as long as that's what I think we were talking about earlier, as long as you don't keep bringing it up. When you keep referencing
you have an
it,
interesting take.
I know.
Let's spill the tea, Blake. Spill the tea.
Well, you know, my biggest thing about cancel culture is I feel like the more you apologize and continue to bring it up and say, I've learned from this, I've learned from that, it just continues to keep rehashing old things. And if you notice, such as Chris Brown and others we talked about, they don't address it at all. They move on with their life. You know, we hope that they hold personal accountability in their lives and that it doesn't happen again. But those that continue to harp on it and continuously apologize in the public, they keep getting hit.
You know who I just thought of when you said that? Chrissy Teigen. I know I asked about her.
yes.
She did apologize, and she's still canceled.
You guys, and she's trying. I mean, she just did Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen on Bravo. She's trying to come out with another cookbook, but I mean, she was at the height of her career, and she lost it.
Oh, but it's like bullying is just like people. Yeah, that's really tough. Yeah, it's really, really tough.
How long do
and they've got those receipts, those Twitter receipts. They can find those,
and especially when Chrissy went to others saying that she was bullied, and then we found out that she was actually doing the bullying too. I mean,
not so fast.
That just doesn't rub us the right way.
Do you think cancel culture, though, lost its meaning? I feel like, you know, is it meant to hold people accountable for long periods of time, or is it meant to make people suffer?
I thought it was meant to cancel people, like remove this person from...
And do you feel like cancellation is accountability, or you feel like cancellation is suffering?
I think
feel
it's
suffering.
maybe accountability.
Oh.
Or is it to keep people in their place, right? It's like, you better watch what you say. We are listening. We will cancel you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so
Good
easy
question.
nowadays.
It's interesting ground to kind of pull on it. You know, and what brings it up about Dakota Johnson is she was referencing co-star Shia LaBeouf, Johnny Depp, and of course Armie Hammer, which Armie Hammer situation is a whole other. We needed the tea around when all those leaked DMs dropped.
No kidding.
But she does, you know, she said she had an incredible time working with them in reference to the 3 male actors. She said she felt a sad loss for those great artists because they've really suffered themselves. So, I mean, I think it says, you know, do you move on? We see Johnny Depp really moving on because now Amber Heard, lots is coming out
The
about
tables
have turned, honey. So interesting how that happens.
Oh, man.
That's why, but he gave it a little time. He didn't, remember, he wasn't speaking out. He was saying,
He
I'm
was
going to
really
hold
quiet in
my
the beginning.
truth.
That's so true.
And he didn't. Thank you.
That's so true.
Thank you, guys.
Well, I mean, do you acknowledge it? You're adding fuel to the fire. You're almost, you know, owning up to this bad behavior.
But then if you don't say anything, you kind of seem like a jerk. You know, it's like, are you not going to take accountability for what you've done? Are you not going to try to set it right?
Public accountability, or you need personal accountability? You know, Chris Brown, we hope that this has not ever happened again. We hope he doesn't go. But does the public need to know that? Do they need to know, all right, this is what, you know, Chris Brown, we're using him as an example, has been struggling with. This is how he's fixed it. Let's move on. Or does that matter? Let's just hope on the inside he's holding himself accountable.
I mean, but he's a public figure, you know, and Rihanna is Rihanna. I mean, I think we were all really involved in that situation. So I feel like a public apology was absolutely necessary because we were invested. And I think we're invested in these celebrities in a lot of ways. That's why we're here talking about them right now.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so if they're going to be in the public eye, I think they need to stand up and say, hey, I did wrong. I'm trying to work through this and, you know, make it better.
Not if you want to keep your career going, but hey, not if you want to keep
Great point.
acting.
Good point.
Such a weird time.
I know, it's so wild. You know, that makes me think of like Dave Chappelle and the whole thing that's happening with him and Netflix. It's
Well,
like
look how Netflix hasn't backed down.
Exactly. I mean, this is never ending. You know, I think it's going to continue, but he's really standing his ground, you know? And the thing about Dave Chappelle is he talks about everyone. No one is left off the table. And I think that's kind of why, you know, he's sticking to his guns with this, which I think is so interesting. So what's going to happen next?
I don't know. It's right down the street, actually. So, I mean, anytime we want to go check out that protest that's going on in front of Netflix, it's crazy. Netflix owns almost this entire block right now. I mean, it's crazy right here in Hollywood. For those that don't know, in LA, almost all of Sunset Boulevard, right between Vine and the 101, is Netflix.
Taken over.
No kidding.
But to be making statements like they've made and not really apologizing either, it says a lot.
Yeah, they're definitely taking a stance on it. That's for sure.
I don't know. Well, what else is going on? I know we're going into Zayn, right?
Let's go.
Our boy.
Yeah, speaking of cancel culture, right? I mean, this guy's going to get canceled. This guy's got a major attitude problem. Like, this was apparently like a very well-known secret in Hollywood. So apparently he's facing 4 charges of harassment against Yolanda Hadid.
Former Real Housewife of Beverly Hills.
There you go.
Let's
of
not forget
course.
she is a former Real Housewife.
The housewives must make an appearance.
It's like
in
7
some
degrees
way.
of Kevin Bacon.
It is.
You know
They
what
are
I mean?
always involved
check
in something.
them out. Look at this lovely picture.
What a
You've got
happy-
Yolanda,
Those are some
Gigi,
pretty people.
and Zayn.
Zayn, pretty happy
people.
there. I don't know. He looks a little confused.
Zayn, you look like you just...
I like that buzz
yeah.
cut though.
He looks high.
He looks like he just walked out from behind
he looks
Like he
bars.
just
Great.
smoked a
You know what? This
reefer.
is like the family day. If you've ever been to a prison when you go sit and have lunch, there they are. We don't know.
Blake.
I think they brought a sweater for him, and Gigi and Yolanda are like, "Oh, we're supporting him." And then there he is, right there with the ankle shack on his legs. We just don't see it.
That's exactly right.
Crop it till it's hot. Crop it till
so
it's
true.
hot.
That's
but
so
tell
true.
us what's going on. I want to hear about this.
Okay, well, apparently, for some reason, Zayn was hanging out at Gigi's house while Gigi was gone. She's working. They're not together right now, which I think is a little fishy. Yolanda barged into the house without calling beforehand or even knocking. I mean, why would she? Like, did she expect him to be there? And then the baby Kai is there. But
cute name.
apparently, he allegedly berated Yolanda and pushed her into a dresser. He was also charged with harassing Gigi, who was in Paris at the time. And he was charged with harassing a security guard, whom Zayn allegedly challenged to a fight. There's some good
security
raw
guard?
video of him taking his shirt off and just like trying to fight people on the street. So he pled no contest, received a small fine. Apparently they are trying to like co-parent together, but they're definitely broken up. And it's just apparently they kind of have a toxic relationship, which is sad
it
to
sounds
hear.
like it.
Yeah.
And then I have a question about this whole no contest thing. So did he do something wrong? Did he not do something wrong? Is he saying that it didn't happen at all?
It's kind of what it means, I think, like not
Got it.
acknowledging even the situation.
Yeah, it's so no contest. This is just coming from me being an internet attorney. So prefacing with that, it's basically you're not pleading guilty and you're not pleading non-guilty either. Unguilty. Is it
Okay.
non-guilty or unguilty? I've never had to plead.
definitely not
the fifth.
unguilty.
Yes.
I pled the fifth, but not in the court of law. But yeah, you're not admitting. And I did read, this is what I find interesting, and I was speaking to this about someone, is that he says he's pleading no contest because he doesn't want any of the documents and evidence and all of that to ever come out in public and affect his daughter. So I'm assuming by pleading no contest, they close the case, it's done. Kai will never know what really happened between him and Yolanda. So whether that's him taking a cop-out or he's trying to be daddy of the year, that is the reasons, at least, that he's giving and he's posted publicly.
Why
on
don't most
Instagram.
celebs do that?
You would think
That's like
if it makes
a
it
get
a
out
little
of jail
more
free
private.
card? Yeah.
I do know you only get a certain amount of no contest, depending on which
okay.
state you're in.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why.
Interesting.
Because,
All right.
otherwise, that's what you said. Wouldn't everybody be pleading no
Exactly.
contest?
There you go.
There we go.
I don't know.
Anyway,
what do you
this family drama is it's just messy. It's just so messy.
It is messy. It is messy.
And
I kind of love that Yolanda's involved. I kind of love having
For
her
which
back.
reason? Because of the housewives? Or-
Probably.
I mean, you guys...
She's like a polarizing figure.
She is
really
pretty
is.
polarizing. I would agree.
It's interesting, though, for a lot of those that are, watching this episode, when you don't live in Hollywood, you don't realize that all these people are just one small circle.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even referencing back to
100%.
Dakota Johnson, who's dating Coldplay's frontman Chris Martin. Well, Gwyneth Paltrow,
Right.
that was
Yes.
her. And then there they are walking the red
Yes.
carpet together. And it's like, and then, don't even get me started. Benifer was trick-or-treating and ran into Jennifer Garner.
I didn't know that happened. Oh,
yeah,
the
they were in the
drama.
same
Talk
gated
about
community.
Halloween.
I did not know that.
So isn't that
What
crazy?
happens behind the gates, honey?
The Hadids, you've got the models. Then, Mohammed's the huge real
Music,
estate
yeah.
developer. Yolanda is, of course, Real Housewife, former mom. I mean, we just
Yeah.
all keep circling around.
And if
Keep
you're
it in the
talking Beverly
family.
Hills, I mean, it is kind of a small town.
I know.
Except for Encino, remember? It's
Right,
Beverly Hills and
that's
Encino.
right. That's right.
For all of our Dorit kids
Sorry,
and fans.
Dorit.
Don't worry, baby. We included you on that map.
We still
Too
love
good.
you though.
Oh, we do.
Okay, so
do.
should we move from Beverly Hills to, let's say, Calabasas?
Perfect.
Buena
right
Park,
up the
maybe?
road.
Not Sperry.
If not Sperry.
Buena Park, baby. Yeah, go ahead.
You guys, if you have not heard, you've literally been under a rock because Kim K and Pete Davidson might be a thing. What? Honey, I
think it
know. I have so many thoughts. So my first thought was, is this like Kim trying to get the spotlight back from Sister Courtney? Kourtney after all of that rock star drama and excitement, right? Travis.
I wouldn't be
just
surprised. Kravis.
I mean, I love Kravis. I think, but isn't it interesting that she got Kravis and Kylie didn't get Kravis? Because Kylie dates Travis.
Oh,
Travis
Scott. Travis
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
like,
where
why
you
did
go?
she get the nickname?
Okay,
and,
we need to
and
have
Kylie
a whole
didn't?
episode on Kylie
I know.
Travis. How does this
Interesting.
billionaire not pull Travis Scott? She's messed up in the head too.
It's just
Has
like
to be.
there's just so I love talking about this family because there's just so many layers, right? And there's
Another thing of Hollywood, all these layers.
Exactly. Oh, so wow.
Oh, there they are.
Yes. Okay,
Way
so
to park, my friends.
the
Look.
photo that you see was at Knott's Berry Farm with Pete, and you can't see the caption is covering, but they are actually holding hands.
Look at the
you guys.
tweet that's up, though.
And this is what caused.
Starter wire.
You guys, that is a tweet from Mike Cannon. We do not endorse that tweet.
Great starter.
But it's very interesting. But yeah, in this photo, like they're actually holding hands, which is kind of what caused all of this to go down. Is what started us to kind of, what's happening with Pete and Kim.
totally.
So if you
there
missed
they are,
it,
too.
on her SNL hosting debut, they had this cute little skit, and that was I don't know, maybe their first kiss, maybe not.
Who knows? Who knows, girl?
Who knows, though, right?
Somebody rubbed that
she
lamp
was spending
right there. and made a
20
wish.
Somebody
hours
rubbed
dating
that
somebody.
lamp. Blake.
Which lamp?
Blake.
Oh, that one. Okay. Oh, that's a little pun humor for us.
But you guys, so it was Knott's Berry Farm holding hands, and they had a secret dinner in Staten Island in New York a couple days ago. They were seen partying at Zero Bar. I think this was yesterday or day before
last
yesterday.
night.
Is that the
Last
below
night.
freezing bar? Zero bar?
Sounds like it.
In the
I don't
Hilton
know.
in New York? I've been there.
I saw her outfit.
Put on the
It doesn't
Snuggie.
look like she was dressed for like
Freezing
cold.
temps. Yeah,
Okay,
you're right.
I
that's
think
a
they were like,
different-
yeah, that's a
okay.
different thing, but
All
they
right.
were just out partying. But what do you guys think? Do you think this could be the new guy for Kim K? I mean, she's 41, Pete's 27. Are you guys here for this? Or are we not here for it?
I'm here
don't
for
know.
it.
Tell me.
I'm great. I'm excited.
Are you excited?
I think it's great. I've got the invitations getting ready to go out. Like, this is it.
I had the feeling that her and Kanye were gonna, eventually come back together with like the whole
Yeah.
wedding thing at his
Right.
concert.
Right.
But I guess that's really done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. And there's too much trauma. I mean,
There is a lot of trauma.
Kanye's got to be a handful, which I'm
Yeah.
assuming Kim is as well.
Absolutely. And how hasn't he tweeted about this yet? That's really interesting.
He's staying mum.
I
Staying
call
mum
Chris.
already.
I say Chris has her hands all
Well, he
over
was
that.
hanging out with a supermodel, right?
Oh,
Irina?
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Shayak?
That
Bradley
is
Cooper's.
right. I remember seeing the
So
pictures.
they're both kind of moving on. They're
Yeah.
both moving on.
guess.
But I mean, Pete Davidson, he's not like a long hauler dude, right? He's like
I don't
he's
think
like
so.
a hit it and quit it.
Yeah,
Hit it
he's
and
like
quit
have
it.
some fun and
Yeah.
what did you say? He has BDE,
girl.
Everyone says he has BDE. If
That's
you guys,
why I said which lamp, because that's what the rumor is. I mean, Saturday Night Live, they address it. All the Ariana did Ariana did the whole thing with her, like her hand.
Listen,
Like, she showed. I mean, so
listen, it'll make you do some crazy things.
Straight up.
the truth.
Straight up.
what is it? How many wishes does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop?
No, it's how many licks.
I know, but wishes in this case.
Oh, okay, got
Our
it.
little Aladdin up there.
Anyway, I cannot wait to see what happens with this possibly love story. I mean, we'll see.
It's love. I think it is. Because it happened on a log
up,
flume.
Blake.
That's like old school. If you go to log flume ride and you hold
That's
hands in the
cute.
tunnel of love.
That is so.
It
It's
is-
like
it is
an
very
innocent
cute.
love.
It's adorable
Yeah.
and so cute.
I get excited about people like that. When you see new love,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well,
It
you know what I
is.
was excited about? That they've gotten dinner like 2 or 3 nights in a row in New York. Like, do you remember that? Like that puppy love in the beginning of a
When you can't
relationship
stay away
when you
from
want to
someone.
hang out every night together.
Yes, and you're just so giddy
sweet.
and so happy, and you just can't get enough of them. Those are
it's
the
the
best
best.
times.
It's the best.
Absolute best
You're
times.
like, when are you working late nights again so I can have some time to myself?
No, straight up. You're like, are you traveling? When are you like out
When
of
am
the
I out of
country?
town again?
Yeah.
but
No,
I
but
mean,
humor gets you far,
it
right?
does.
He's a
And
funny
he
guy.
is
He's so
funny.
funny. And he
guy.
seems extremely charming, right? I mean, I get it. I get why he gets the pull that he does. Like,
Okay.
It kind of makes sense.
Okay.
He seems like a fun guy, and I think
Respect.
that's what we want these days. We were
Absolutely.
talking about cancel culture and trauma and mental health. Like, I just want to get to some fun.
Straight up.
You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
Straight
Like,
up.
let's have joy and
Laugh our butts
happiness.
off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. After everything that especially Kim has been through, like, yeah, she needs a little bit of light and fun and excitement in her life. So I'm all for this. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, you go, girl.
Anywho.
Speaking of fun.
Speaking of fun.
What's coming up in 51 days? Is it 51 days today?
The countdown
I think it is. Bum, bum, bum.
You guys,
Countdown.
it is Mariah Carey time. In case you missed it, it is time to bring out the Christmas carols and the Christmas trees because it is Mariah Carey time and Christmas is almost here and we are so excited.
That's right.
You guys,
Mariah
if you
Carey
didn't know,
season.
All I Want for Christmas, Mariah's #1 holiday song. If you haven't heard it, like, that's a joke. Like, just kidding.
That's a joke.
It is already in the top 200 on the U.S. iTunes charts. And this happened on November 1st.
Not surprised.
November 1st.
And it'll stay. You realize it'll stay
Yeah.
in the top charts.
Absolutely, it'll stay.
She kicked this whole thing off, though, right? I mean, she posts that video at 12:01.
Yeah, she does it every
on
year.
November 1st. It's like Mariah
does it.
Carey
She's
Getting us
season.
ready. She is getting us
pays
ready.
her bills for the
She
entire
has
year.
Straight up, this is when she's relevant.
She's on those old school
She's
contracts
relevant
too.
again.
Like back in the
Listen.
day when you really got paid out.
and I am
Stays.
here
It's-
for it.
oh,
I
look at
am
her.
here for it. This is the queen. It is her time to shine. She's got a brand new song out. It's called Fall in Love at Christmas. It is featuring Khalid and Kirk Franklin. I listened to it. It's very like gospely, but you still have that really great Mariah sound, and it's a fun one. I'm going to be excited to add it to my Christmas playlist. But my question for you guys is it too soon to start celebrating Christmas? Like, does it make it less special if we start celebrating on November 1st instead of like 3 weeks before, when Santa comes?
Right. Like, does the holiday need 3 months of celebrating or like 3 weeks?
Yeah. I mean, but we've been through so much, right?
I would
like
say 3 months.
I think we need a 3 months because like the last couple years for us just as humanity has just been tough, right? So if we have something to celebrate,
Well, like
I
time
feel like celebrate.
just meshes together these days.
It does.
Post-COVID, it's like, what year is it? Sometimes I still
I know,
forget.
it feels like it all just happened, but meanwhile we're coming up on 2 years.
Oh my gosh,
You gotta
I can't
think
even
too.
believe that.
It's a blur.
It is. It went by so fast.
When will you guys decorate? Just curious. For Christmas.
That's a great question.
I'm gonna start December 1st.
Okay. So you wait.
I wait. I love
Talk about tea.
Mariah.
I figured you got
No, I
ready
love
in August.
Mariah, and I
Yesterday.
love
Yeah.
getting I love getting excited about it. But like in my own home, it's December because I have a lot of respect for Thanksgiving, and I love my
I like that.
greens,
I like
potatoes,
that.
tomatoes,
Oh, God.
bam,
Absolutely.
bam. Oh,
That food.
so good.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait for my sweet potato pie. I make a killer sweet potato pie. It's my grandma's recipe. I gave it to my boyfriend for his birthday, and he just loved every bite of it.
I don't think
are you
I've
guys gonna
ever.
cook?
I've never had sweet potato pie.
Oh, I have to make you some.
Please.
I will absolutely make you a sweet potato pie. It is so
Why are you
good.
like
It'll
the
put
ultimate
pumpkin
dating
like
profile? I feel like
What? Blake?
your smile, you're so pretty, you bake sweet potato pie. I felt like I was looking at Tinder right now, and I'm like, I'm gonna swipe. I'm swiping. I'm
Like
swiping.
100. Like lock this girl
I
down.
Like I want to clone you right now.
Oh, it is
God.
the truth. I do like to make the people in my life very, very happy.
Aw.
So
Of course you do.
What about
I'm
you?
excited.
When do you decorate?
When do I decorate? Well, I'm not like the most domestic person, I would say. I'm kind of bummed. Actually, this year for Thanksgiving, I'm going to be in Hawaii. Remember how my trip
Oh,
got
you
canceled for
postponed it.
COVID?
That's right.
We're going
Right.
during Thanksgiving. So probably as soon as I get back,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start decorating with my boyfriend at his place.
So fun.
Little Hawaiian Christmas.
He likes the tree that's flocked with the snow on it. So, like the
Oh,
white tree.
Yeah, totally.
So,
I'm
be
trying to
fun.
talk my boyfriend into getting a real tree. I really want a real
yeah.
tree in the house, and he's just not here for it.
Well, the needles.
At all.
The needles
But
drop from the pine, and you have
the
to.
smell. It just like brings Christmas and warmth and hot
You can win
cocoa
that. You
and-
got this one.
Yeah, I think
you can,
You'll
can
get
win
your
this
way
one
out
for
of
sure.
Yeah.
100.
To be
When do
continued.
you start decorating, and what do you do?
Exactly.
Well, you guys know I have a huge village collection. But because I started decorating for Halloween a little later, I've still got my entire Halloween decorations. I've got a whole like village and all that set up. So when I get back from New York this weekend, I'll start decorating for Christmas.
Oh,
And I've got trees in
So
every
you're
room,
early.
every
He's an early
bathroom.
bird.
Yeah, you're an early
I'm
bird.
like, why not go ahead and do? And I'll keep it up probably till the second week in January.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have to take it down
man.
before the first of the year.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Okay, you're one of those
Absolutely,
people.
before the first of the year. We've got to clean out the old year, out with the old and with
yes.
the new.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so
I like that. You
we'll
are.
see.
She's strict with her.
I am very strict
that.
because
Her
I love the
holiday
holidays.
dates.
The holidays matter so much to me. Like I love family and I love friends and I love
celebration.
food and celebration and
That's what's fun.
parties.
We need
It's
that.
everything.
I know.
It makes me so
It's-
happy.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, but
Wow.
the time has come. Mariah is here. Her song is in the
Mariah
top
Carey
200s. Get excited.
Does her voice still sound good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Glad to hear.
You mean
Yes.
on the
Never
records or
know.
live when she's like,
Listen.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. That's what I'm saying. She's got like
You
a drink in her
guys
hand and
take
like a
it
cigar.
Back.
oh, whatever.
Take it back.
All you need is a one-ear microphone,
Take it
headphone,
back.
and then a hand like that.
Oh,
like that.
stop. Mariah Carey has one of the best voices this earth has ever had the joy of experiencing.
What was it? Butterfly? Sparkle. Butterfly.
Butterfly.
What was the album?
Sparkle.
Butterfly was the name of the album.
Well,
right?
Sparkle.
Yeah.
She did
And
something.
Sparkle
Sparkle,
was the movie.
right? A movie.
Glitter. No,
Okay.
Sparkle. I know who Sparkle.
Yes.
Jordan Sparks.
Thank you.
Whitney Houston. Glitter.
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 But we don't, Mariah, we don't talk about glitter. We don't talk about
Was
glitter.
that a mess? Was it a glitter mess? I've
don't-
never seen glitter.
We don't
I'll be
talk about
honest.
glitter. We just skip over that whole Mariah time.
Yeah,
We
I
all
think it
do.
got panned,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't
By the
my
critics.
favorite, but
Usually those come back with like a cult following, though.
No kidding.
yeah, I'm sure there are some cult followers behind it, but you know, us Mariah fans, we don't
diehards. Got
mention
Oh, look at you.
That's why we're talking about Christmas. Hello, it's our
She
time
just got
to
rid of the rest of
shine.
the glitter. Well, and Prince of Egypt. Do not forget.
Oh, and
Whitney.
with Whitney. Oh,
That's my all-time jam now.
man, that was a
When You
beautiful
Believe.
song.
When You
When
Believe.
Oh, amazing.
And it was
so
not a
good.
Disney film. It was DreamWorks. I just always
Thank
preface
you.
that.
Thank you.
DreamWorks killed it with that
Thank
one.
you for
Okay.
clarifying that for us.
Exactly.
Well,
we had some
I
sweet
think we've
tea
spilled
there at
that.
the
I
end.
liked it. I told you it was a little
That was
half and
good.
half today. I feel
a
like,
little half
right?
and half, a little spicy, a little happy and joyous.
Will you guys be going out of town for the holidays? Or are you in? I know you're going to Hawaii. Are you going anywhere?
I will be here for Thanksgiving, but I will
Okay,
go
cool.
home for Christmas for
Oh,
sure.
yay.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Tennessee's a good
It
place
is. And
during
I'm so,
the holidays.
I'm so glad it's like the holidays are here. You know, the holidays are here.
They
get
really
to,
are.
We get to do it. We get to celebrate each other, and I get to celebrate you guys.
I want to go wherever Erica Jane's son was, where it was snow falling here in California. So I can go hang out in the snow, because apparently it snows in LA. Did you know?
Oh, you know, and Andy Cohen had to bring that up. Wait,
know,
why
right?
was it snowing when you're?
was
I
snowing in
can't. I
Beverly
can't
Hills?
talk about that. She's like, I can't go there.
So
It's
that's
like,
all I want for Christmas. Find me that place in LA. 'cause
done.
I do love some
done
snow.
and done. We'll get to the bottom.
Well,
of it.
my friends, I've had so much fun again being with both of you
was great.
here live in the studio. Can you believe it? It's been a
I'm so
long
happy
3
we are
months,
here
right?
live in the
Yeah,
studio.
it feels good to be back.
It
It's
does
good
feel
to be
good.
back.
You guys don't forget to check us out on erupt.news. We've got amazing articles.
Like and
there's-
subscribe on
like and
YouTube
subscribe
as
to
well.
this
You
channel.
bet.
Comment. We want to know what you think. Are
definitely.
these topics juicy enough? Or are we spilling enough tea? Like, let us know if we need to go deeper.
How hot or how cold?
How hot or how cold? How
yeah.
spicy
We'll
or
go
how
whichever way
sweet?
you want us to.
Wherever
do.
you
Just
want
let
us to
know,
go, we'll
all right?
go.
It's for the people. All right.
That's
Well,
right.
I'm Blake Woodruff. I'll
I
let you
am
guys-
Ashley Dior-Jones.
Oh, and I'm Brie Thiele.
And this is the Tea here with Erupt. We will see you guys next week on Thursday.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Woo!